Hi, my name is Ignacio Vivas. I am here to speak about discussion post 5 and my answer to the questions. So, what should be included in an introduction for an effective speech? So, from the video, it said there are 4 steps to have an effective speech that should be included in your introduction. Was the hook, the transition to topic, self-intro and preview, and the audience benefit. So, when it comes into from previous kind of knowledge on how an intro works, you usually have the attention getter of the hook, and then the transition to your thesis statement. And so what I think the thesis statement kind of envelops is both the self intro, preview, and the audience benefit. So when you do the hook, it's just grabbing the attention of the audience. So when you begin your speech, you say something like awe-inspiring, something that is kind of like a little fun fact, and then you go into the transition into your thesis, which would be the self intro of like you perhaps presenting yourself and giving a preview on the topic, and then the audience benefits. So it's like, I will present to you all this topic. This is what we're going to be talking about, so that the audience knows what it is. So for question 2, what should be included in a conclusion for an effective speech? So when you conclude, you have to think about it as like you have taken your audience on kind of this, like, you have to bring them back full circle. So you have stated once in your thesis, but that was who knows how long time ago, 5-10 minutes, and however much time, but you went in and you spoke about each main topic and each point that perhaps your audience needs kind of like a full circle kind of reimagining of like, why did I just tell you all of this? And so basically it's kind of, in a more simplified term, it's like restating the thesis, but with a more kind of centralized view with the new points given. So with question 3, list 3. So firstly, I have the spatial speech pattern. So basically, the way that this works, it would be kind of like in a physical proximity sense. For example, kind of like if I was talking about like a certain area, and it would be kind of like I would take them through kind of a verbal tour of, like, let's say we were exploring a city and I was explaining like how great this city is, and you would start from the east side of town to the west side of town, and you would finish off to that point as a way to like have somewhat of a sensical kind of like direction that the audience can be sure to follow on. Later on, you have the problem solution. So the way that problem solution speech pattern would work is you would organize your main points as kind of presenting an issue and then presenting the solution in simplified terms. So it would be presenting the big problem, explaining why this is a problem, possible solutions, and then probably affecting, like in a final main point, what would be the most effective solution, and then concluding with that. Lastly, we have the topical speech pattern. So this would be kind of the more, I would guess, in my opinion, most often used would be each topic doesn't really have to be any kind of certain order, but that it all has to centralize over a certain topic and a certain theme. So it would be, you would have your main thesis, and then would have first main topic with certain subtopics describing the main topic, and then so on and so forth up until your conclusion. And then lastly, for number 4, for describe the importance of oral citations. So the importance for oral citations, especially during a speech, is that not everybody's going to look at your bibliography. Not everybody's going to like afterwards kind of like look at your presentation and see all the links that you posted and all where you got your information. So it's always good to like verbally and to represent where you're getting information from, because not only does it provide credibility to yourself, showing that like you did research, you are not just just talking off like just your brain and just like common knowledge. You have done research, you have like a more informative mind on the certain subject, and as well, if people want to further investigate that, they can see what sources you're picking these from, so they can make a further opinion based off the sources you choose to, if they want to give credibility onto that. Thank you.